Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren. You are watching my series, Lauren Learns Things on Vonage Devs. I'm on the developer education team here, and this series is one where I learn things from my colleagues and friends and share all of that experience with you all for some reason live on Twitch. But this week, I am joined with my friends. Let's see, how directionally. Right here, same guest that we had last week.
Yes.
Tessa and Becky, both of you, thank you so much for joining us again this week.
Thank you for having us. I got my coffee and I'm excited.
Yes,
to
that's
learn
right.
from you too.
It is earlier in the day for you both. You're both on you're in Seattle, Washington area, and so it's earlier for you. So thank you so much for joining me with the fresh coffee. I've got many waters ready. Last week I got very warm, so hopefully
I'm on the coffee.
Okay, we're on coffee still as well. And then welcome everyone, those of you in the chat. We're super excited to be back and exploring our APIs together, the Cloudinary APIs and the Vonage APIs, and coming up with a solution in which we can build an app that uses both of them. It shall be a exciting feat to take on. And last week, we chose to kind of spend some time just brainstorming and talking about what should we build and what could we build. And I have a Google Doc of what we came up with. Maybe we can kind of go through that together and then confirm whether or not that's what we want to do today again. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, very cool. Any major life updates for either of you in between the week that I've seen you last?
Hey, the smoke cleared in Washington State.
That was really exciting.
That was awesome.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Definitely. When did that clear? Was it?
I think it was over the weekend.
It was
the weekend.
Yeah, Saturday morning. Yeah, we had a huge storm. Thunder, lightning, and then the next morning it was just absolutely beautiful. So
blue, clear skies.
Oh, wow. That's really, I'm so happy to hear that. And now that you can go be outside and enjoy it. Yeah. Well then, hopefully
In other news, the Xbox X Series or Series X released today. I got my pre-order, so I don't know about going outside and enjoying.
That's what I was going to say. Then maybe. But regardless, happy for the world that is gone.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. That's super fair, but also exciting news. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's take a look at what we talked about. We realized we want to build with the Vonage's video API. We think that space is interesting in the world of potential media, like what to do with media and how to manipulate it, or especially just thinking in the world of Cloudinary things. And so one of the ideas was creating like a chat app in which we then, thinking about if we have the video, we could save a portion of the video while we're talking and then do something, send it to Cloudinary and do something cool with it. Perhaps the transcription piece we talked about, maybe subtitles, captioning, and then maybe even analyzing it, maybe putting some assessment of sentiment or facial recognition or something like that.
Since we already have, the video and we want to do even more with it, there's always like auto tagging that would be really easy to implement into it.
What's helpful in that? Like what do you get out of doing auto tagging?
So it has like this AI recognition where it'll just recognize objects or recognize things in the video, but I guess for like a meeting it wouldn't work as well. It would be looking at like other videos, but like just to keep in mind for other people.
Yeah, that there's that functionality there as well. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder then,
like it depends on what video we're creating. If we have an airplane going across the sky, it'll tag it as the airplane flying or something like that. And then you can easily find it and search for it in your account.
That is helpful. I just recently was looking for a tax document and I searched through my Google Photos, for example, and I bet it's similar way thing, like search tag, you know, and that was an auto tag that was assigned to it. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. That's super similar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like it. So
what would be cool is like a facial recognition, like to know, like Google Photos, like, oh my gosh, like where did this feature come from? So that's something I want to look into too. Unless Becky, if you know, if that's even a thing.
Facial recognition on video.
Video, yeah.
Not sure about that, but you could definitely take a snapshot of the
you can
video
recognize the face, but
do it on the image. Yeah.
Image, definitely.
And Cloudinary has celebrity recognition, so you could find out if you're a celebrity.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, we definitely could just take an easy screenshot of the image too, because remember that was the tutorial that we've done before already in something like that. So we could just take a video or screenshot of the video, use it somehow. I hate those on when you is this person that person where it's trying to train the model, like does it recognize it? It always thinks me and my brother are the same person, and I hate it. I'm like,
can you log into your phone, the face ID?
Actually, we haven't tried that. We should.
I tried it with my sister because we look very alike, but
did it work?
It did not work. I thought it would for sure.
Interesting. I wouldn't be shocked if he was able to break into it. Which
now I need updates on that.
I know. Oh my gosh. He has really long hair, but he's a scuba diver, so it's always in the ocean, and he never washes it or brushes it. And I'm just like, I hate that Google thinks that we are the same. I think it's a little vain of me, actually, but anyway. So yes, anyway, tangent. Okay, back to, so I think, if this is the route we want to pursue, I think the piece, we kind of brainstormed the flow of how to build this together last time, and I think I want to stick with it. Aaron says that he's seen people retraining their Face ID to work when they have a mask on. How timely. Smart. Yeah, because rarely are we, I mean, I guess inside by ourselves in our houses, but if we're outside, it is nice. I've taken all of it off. I just swipe on my phone now and it opens. I have no protection on it. Shouldn't be sharing that with the world, but okay.
Recorded, it's there, no turning back.
Secrets!
Love that.
Oh, cool. Let's, if I have any moderators around, let's go ahead and delete that last. Oh, no, I can. No, I can't. Okay, whatever. Anyway, let's see. Let us dive into then. We're going to first build the video chat using the Vonage Video API. We'll save that to using our archive function, and once that will generate a URL, and then I think that's to the point in which we then send it to. Or I'm sorry, upload it is probably the correct word in Cloudinary vernacular. Upload it to Cloudinary, and then we'll decide what to do with it then. Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That part is the part that's vague for me, but I think that makes sense. That's the appropriate place for it to be vague for me. Is that like fair?
Yes.
It is. It's like you're talking more about, the Vonage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. For sure. Okay,
trying to wrap my head around it, but I'm ready.
Yeah. All right, then let's just like
know everything, every feature, all of it.
We'll see. Okay, so what I have is a blank. Let's make everything larger on this. How is that size for y'all?
Looks good.
Yeah, is it too big? There's probably no such thing in text. Okay. Okay, so it's an empty repos. So what the kind of first and foremost important thing to do if we're playing in the world of Vonage is to make sure that we are signed up with a account for the Cloudinary, the Talkbox, which is actually a company that Vonage acquired a few years ago. We're still in the rebrand phase of it, so you'll see some language of, you see up at the top, it's Talkbox is now Vonage. It's essentially our video API. Just FYI, that's an insider tip of confusing language. Rebranding's happening. We're trying to get all stoked and pumped for Hacktoberfest, so we're really making a push to get everything Vonage language, just so that when people are participating and doing pull requests and whatnot, that they're not confused. But you can see that there's some still like outdated stuff around, but we're working on it. What we'll do here is we will create a new project. From here, we'll do a custom project, and we'll call it Cloudinary plus Vonage video chat app. We are learning from each other and learning. Yes, absolutely. So y'all are, yes, everyone's on it. Yes, we can all level together. So, okay, and notice that like I'm sharing my key and secret right here. I'm going to rotate them afterwards, but I think it's sometimes helpful just to make sure that you all see everything and see exactly what it looks like versus me putting up the secrets lens for us. And so I'm going to, in this doc, I'm going to create an environment. Open that up, and that is going to be, we'll call it API key, and we'll do an API secret, and you're going to pop those that we grabbed from copy. Any questions so far? No. Key secrets, those are, okay. Awesome. So we've got that in there now. That means that we can reference the video API in the app, and there's a lot of stuff happening on this portal. There is a way to create a session and to generate an ID and a role, a publisher or a subscriber or a moderator. What we're going to do is actually create that within the app today so that it is dynamic and doesn't exist when the app doesn't exist any longer. Sometimes if you create a session ID here, you can extend it for super long, and it then will be going on for much longer than you're actually using it for. So I like to do it just straight within the app itself. So let's see.
Excuse me.
Yep, go ahead.
You can create all that programmatically then. You have.
Yes, and
API.
Yep. Let's make sure that we have Node installed. You'll want Node installed if you don't. I do. Great. So then what we'll do is let's start up a package JSON file by running npm init-y. That, just creates that. It then, the yes is the -y piece. Oh gosh, it's funny when you have it really big text, you're kind of always then at the bottom of your terminal. And then let's create a server file. Okay. So let's see. So then in here, I'm going to build out a really basic Express app, and that we'll use for the server-side code today. I don't know if either of you, if I'm kind of dipping into a place, do either of you use Express ever?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I've done it once with Cloudinary.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's very handy.
Oh, request animation frame. What's happening? I just want to.
I think VS Code has some ideas of its own.
Oh my gosh! I just want a require statement, like the most basic one. Okay, const and then express. What do you use otherwise, Tessa?
Nothing recently.
I know we kind of fluctuate between Koa and others. This is like very boilerplatey, so not that interesting. I could copy and paste it, but I said in I was Instagram storying this before we started, and I promised that this would be from scratch, and so I'm going to try my best to live that. I may end up doing some copy and pasting, but I think it's good just to spend some time in the beginning phases of things. This is just building out the basic Express app, app.use, and so we're just essentially telling it we want to be able to JSON. And that is a function. What's your function? And then we'll build out our first get. We'll build out our route. And so this one is going to be the basic one. And I think I see a lot of chatter. And Tessa, do you want to kind of moderate me through? Because I'm not paying quite attention to that.
Sure. I was responding in the chat.
Thank you. I appreciate you for doing that.
But Aaron says, if you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe. Carl Sagan. So throw out the quote.
Well, thank you for that. I love Carl Sagan. I freaking love Cosmos. I watched that a lot. I can't see what I'm doing. It's too large. In middle school. But I don't really understand that quote. But he probably will explain it to us. Index.html will have a really basic send to the index file, and then we will. That's it for that route. That's just and then we have to have a listener, and we will tell it to go to app.listen. It looks like, and then I think we'll send it to port 3000 because I think last time we saw that my ngrok. I changed it to go to 3000. And I've already set it up above, I think, too. Your app is listening on port, and then what? You do the interpolation of I think it's listener.app.port. No. Address. I'm sorry. Address.port. I knew it was something like that. Okay. How's that look? Okay, console log it, and then we are calling it a day. Sweet. So that was a lot of typing. Nothing's ever really from scratch, Aaron says, so don't worry about it too much writing it all out. Well, thank you. I won't worry about it then. But some things we do need to worry about is, well, not worry about. We need to create some files and folders. Let's go public. And then we'll create a views. And then within public, we're going to add 2 files. We'll create something where the client.js will live. And then we'll also just put style doc. Now, I'm not going to obviously, hate the word obviously. I will not make you watch me write CSS. All right, and then another one, index, landing page. So let's talk a little bit about what our app will do. Our app, I think today it's going to be really helpful if we have 2 pages, one where a user logs or hops onto, and I'll open up my ngrok tunnel so we can all kind of do it if you want, which will be really cool. They'll create a session, which we'll call room, because a chat room, or video chat, if you will. And participants, if they know the room title or room name, they'll be able to then join us. So if I use the code word Collab as the room name, anyone that has that will be able to then join us in the video chat. I think that's the goal of what our side of the Vonage side of things will be to create. So hopefully that sounds good to y'all. Okay, so let's pop into, we're in the landing page. No one likes watching HTML be built out, so let's just copy and paste that now that I have permission from Carl Sagan.
Yeah, you got the apple pie, you can move on.
I've got the apple pie, folks. Let's just walk through that really quickly. We are going to allow for someone to input their name and the room that they would like to enter into. And that's pretty much it for the landing page. That's where they will start off. And then in the index file, we will, it's going to be pretty sparse for now.
So just understand on that landing page, then you would, is that where you would enter that keyword collab? Is that what identifies the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll have let me jump back to that because I think I sped through that. We will input a room name. We'll hold on to that. And both things will be required. And then you'll put in your username or participant name or whatever. And then once you enter that, the index will, it'll have 2 elements, and I'll put the elements in. Okay, this is the interesting piece in the world of Vonage, of this concept of a subscriber and a publisher. And we'll talk deeper into that, and we have tons of docs on how to kind of make sense of that in this API. But we publish a session, and then if you want to join it, you can jump in as a subscriber. Is the way that we have kind of chosen that vernacular. I think making sense of it is a bit confusing, but then once you understand it, or like once that kind of clicks in your head, it'll be hopefully a bit easier to convey. Sorry, I think I cut you off, Becky.
Oh, I was just wondering if like the naming of landing HTML was kind of the convention for a starting page.
Index probably actually should be.
That doesn't matter then.
It doesn't matter, but I think I was playing around with the idea of what if we wanted just to have viewers come into the page also and just watch it and not participate. But then I think I was over-scoping myself, and I was feature creeping on this, like when I was building out this idea, because I was like, wait, this is like, that's way too much then. So yeah, I can kind of step back and make sense of the world of this, what I was talking about, this publisher and subscriber thing. So what happens is that a session is going to be created, and we'll do that in this server. And then a client here in client.js, which we haven't built out yet, we will load the app, and the server will then create the token. And if you think of the token, it's like, how do you get into the session? So the client then will connect and begin streaming to that session, and every new client will connect into that session and subscribe them to one another's streams. So we'll be able to see each other then all within that same session ID. Nice. So, you got to think of this in the sense of, why would we want to even be building out our own chat apps? Well, you then have that creative functionality of not subscribing to someone else's version of it. There's just a ton of different unique features that you can add on if you're building it out on your own. So
it's very powerful.
Yeah, we're really excited about it.
All of your app, your features, your server.
100%. Oh, is that a pup right here? Whose is that?
That's my dog. I'm sorry.
No, don't ever apologize.
Mine is sleepy.
Oh my gosh. Don't ever. I think mine is having a really sleepy day too.
It's mostly nap time, but I guess she heard something and woke her up.
I love it.
Mine usually likes to join me on my lap while I'm working, but not at the moment, which is nice because it's a little warm right now in my home.
Okay, so what I'm doing is instantiating a, this is the open talk bit of the code. And so what I'm going to do is I brought in .env. Wait, I think I missed some installs at the beginning of my app. I got overexcited. I'm going to have to do that in a second because I never installed, see up here I'm using .env. I don't think I ever installed that. But that's okay. I'll do it in just a moment. What I want to do is I want to read the key, and I want to pass in the process.env. I want to pass in the key and the API secret. And then, so those just got added to the top of my server.js file. And let's just do our installs because I'm thinking about it. The installs will be, what are the installs? Searching through another, oh, here we go. Just open talk and express and .env, so nothing crazy. All right, so that's gonna be npm install. I should have done this after I created my package.json file, I think. Okay, so open talk express and .env. Give that a second to do its thing. Amazing. So now here, great, we have them all. All right, so we just added this piece here. What I think we want to do is, instead of, I think I made a mistake in that this, I want to change this to go to the landing page because I want that to be where it starts. And then we'll add another route to get it to go to another get route, and we'll send it to, based on the session, how do you spell participant? P-A-R, participant. Thank you. And then based on that the room name. So that's where we'll pipe in the room name that someone enters. Yeah. Yep. That's how we'll do it. And request response. And then let's make that into a function. Does anyone else sing that song every time they say the word function? Okay. Not just me. Okay.
Well, and then we'll send now I will be.
Right. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we'll do, and then what we called it was views and then index, right? Yeah, index dot. And that's where we will then send it. I think that looks fine. Okay.
Do you need a / in front of views?
I sure do. Thank you for catching that. Oh, yeah.
One of those things.
Just you. It's just me that sings that song. Cool. Thank you for saying that. It's my gift to you. All right, then. So then what we need to do is we probably need to have an event handler, I think, right? If someone, so you're in the landing page, you say, I want to go to room Collab. My name is Lauren. We need to handle that. We can do that in the HTML world, but just in a bit of JavaScript. I'm going to pop that in as opposed to typing it out. And that'll go, what, before body? Before body. Yeah, Lauren, yeah, after the footer. Okay, so what I put in here is, I think that ID should be registration. Yep. And when I submit it, I will send it to, again, we said session participant, and then the room name, and then I will also add the username from what they put in for I'm going to just double check one more time that that is what I put in for username within here. Yep. Okay. Amazing. That's actually, I don't know if this is anyone else. That's like where things really get me. I just changed up my naming accidentally. And then I'm like, where is it? It's not passing to your end. It's super annoying. Okay. So then we've navigated to, use your brain, Lauren. We enter it, it navigates, and we're at the get, and now we're in the index. Amazing. So let's then write a post, I think. Yeah, let's do an app.post. Let's do it. Okay, app.post. How's our chat? Oh, pretty quiet. Sleepy day for everybody.
Need more coffee.
Let's see. What's our get to know you question for the chat today?
Aaron still thinks you made up that song, so has to point that out. He's trying to get some laughs.
He's correct. What it is me singing conjunction junction. What's your function? But function, what's your function? This should be an object session we're going to reference at some point, so I just need to have it up at the top empty. So function, what's your conjunction junction is a Schoolhouse Rock song, and it's about how to make a conjunction. It's a grammar lesson. I used to be an English teacher, and for some reason I can't shake those things. And I really loved the days that I got to show Schoolhouse Rock, because
I feel like that would have been the most useful degree to have. Like everyone should be required to have an English degree here.
It is super helpful.
I go back on my writing, I'm like, it makes sense to me, but I feel like the words could be better, and then I spend too much time on things that are unnecessary.
Yeah. I think that's superhuman of you, though, right? I think the editing process is what we need to be all more comfortable with, because I own that my first draft is shit. I know that. Like, once I get past that piece, I'm like, I just get to then spend the time where I'm revising it and like, is this my voice? Is it, sometimes we write tutorials for Vonage all the time, and it's like, do I want to have this much personality in this tutorial, or should I like back it up and sound a little more corporate? Like, should this just be a medium post, etc.?
That's a hard decision to make.
I've had a problem of my English is starting to look like code, where I have lots of parentheses and like extra characters.
Oh, how funny is that?
And nested parentheses and nested code.
And I have to write blogs occasionally, and like one time my boss sent me to this website called Hemingway.com, where you learn how to write really short sentences. And it rates like what level of school you're writing for.
What were you writing for?
You want to write for like 8th grade, but I was
minimum.
Yeah. Oh, not minimum. You actually don't want to write for 12th grade.
You don't want to go over. Because then you want to keep your language just for tutorials. This is like to be succinct, to the point, speak in brief, short sentences. Don't have modifiers or things that are clinging to the next sentence, so that then it's relating to, like, you want to just be like, do this, do that. Active verbs, not passive language. But it's hard because it sounds bossy if you do. Well, I'm trying to retake that word back anyway, but like, it does sound really clipped if you do it. Yes, if you do it verbally. And so we're doing this funny thing. Do you all mind if I just write while we're talking? Is that okay? Ask me I'm just passing in like requests and params and those things to be able to use them. Like, I need to be able to grab the room name, and I need to be able to grab, for example, the stream name from all of it. And so I'm pulling that out of what I'm getting from the front end. Anyhow, username is going to be the stream name. So we are trying right now at Vonage to take all of our tutorials and turn them into videos on YouTube. And I'm, trying to guide that process for my team and say, like, okay, take that written version and, just like borrow that as your kind of guideline, your outline, your script. The problem is if you read it exactly from the written version, it's not working at all. And so we're having to get creative and add more, just like kindness.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work at all. But I don't know. It's just an interesting thing that we've kind of realized over time, like that we need to add more complexity to it. It's not just as straightforward as reading exactly what the written version is. I'm going to write a basic.
So with the stream name, does that come from the other? It's not the subscriber. What is it? Participant and subscriber?
Yeah. So what's going to happen is that the person is going to be. Let's imagine the user will enter a name for the room, and then they will name their username. They'll put in their name also. And if the session already exists, if Collab has already started, I'm just using that as like our secret code name. If that exists, then you will want to enter it. But if it doesn't, and that's what I'm right here, we'll want to generate a token so that it can. Oh, you have started using a teleprompter. So that it then will, this is a function that you get from OpenTalk API, publisher token. And so that you're going to pass in, you'll pass in the room name, you'll pass in the stream name, and then you'll, the response. And then otherwise, and that's, oh shoot, I need that one. What am I doing? Then otherwise, if it doesn't have, I'll just add this to the comment. If the session does not exist, let's create session. Okay. If the room name, you just get a token to go in, and then otherwise you need to actually create a session, and that it looks like OT, and then you see all these that we have available. Generate a token. Then we're going to preview. To hopefully today, we'll see if we get there, is the start broadcast or start archive, get archive. That's all of what we're talking about in the saving of the video recording. So that's what we'll eventually use in a moment. But first and foremost, we just have to create a session. And so once we've created, and then into that, we're going to pass media, and we're going to tell it that it's routed. And don't ask me what that means, because I noticed that this it isn't necessary, but it's just giving us more information so that we can inspect it a bit more, turn it into a function, and then same thing again. If there is an error, let's handle a bit of that, because let's be real, we're gonna get an error. I don't know, we'll just tell ourselves that it is, I don't know, let's just pass the error. that's pretty boring, I'm sorry.
Don't hide it.
We're doing it. And then, else we will, that was a weird voice I just took on. Now this is the interesting piece. Let's maybe.
I'm looking at line 30 and wondering if the curly braces and the parens.
Yeah, that looks wrong, huh?
Yeah, it could get in the way.
That looks wrong.
Maybe there's no quotes on it.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so
Erin has a comment question.
All right, read it to us, please. Sorry, that was so demanding. I just want to store this. Yeah, I'm going to store the session, by the way, in the sessions object, just if anyone's curious about what I'm doing while you read that.
Perfect.
Okay.
I've started using a teleprompter for doing conference talks. I love it, but writing out an entire script takes a long time compared to when I just did speaker notes and slides.
Okay. Why'd you share that with us?
I think that was like from 5 minutes ago. So
That's
it was
so hard to
related.
stay on it.
It is hard to keep it. And does routed mean it is being routed via the TalkBox servers and not P2P?
Yes. How did you know that? Yes. Well, you used to work for us, but okay, there you go. Someone just, you say the problem. Yes. Sorry, this is a function. What am I doing? We generate a publisher token, and then that is just, you need probably room name, stream name, and that's probably an annoying voice for me to be speaking, and then response. Okay, response, not sync. How does that look?
I think that's a paren there, a closed paren after that line 40.
Did I forget a?
Yeah, I think it might be a closed paren.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, in.
Yeah.
Okay. How does
that
look better? It's so zoomed in. It's so hard for me to see it, but I care about you all being able to see it. Okay, I think it looks okay.
No squiggly lines yet. That means everything's perfect, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it means. All right, so we need now to do some interesting things. This is now we need to, we're gonna write a function.
So just to go back on the when you
Yes.
didn't have a session, you actually set up a listener and generated a token, like going up above line 37.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, and so here we're going to, we said we'll be passing in all these different things in response, and within this we need to essentially we need to configure our token options, and that then looks like token options.
I actually really appreciate someone who can type out a server like this. This is not easy, but it does help to kind of like, it gets you so you're in touch with each little bit of the development.
Because then if you skip through it, then you're not ever like,
yeah, you don't question it. You're just like, oh yeah, okay, that's a server.
100%. And so, okay, the room name. Okay, this is going to be some fun. Okay, what did we call it? ROM name. And then, okay, it's going to be stream name. Room name is going to be, oh my gosh, old school. Going old school. Stream name.
So basically, you're going to use your key or your secret or both to sign a bunch of data here, it looks like.
100%. And then we are going to use the SDK right now. So we will generate. We will generate a token with the Open Talk SDK. And someone from the chat will maybe throw at the chat our SDK documentation if anyone is like curious about what more can go into there. Because essentially it's going to be like.
I can look it up really quick.
Okay. So we'll go OT, Open Talk is what I abbreviated it to up there. And then it'll be generate. What do we have? Generate token is and we'll go sessions. And then that'll be room name. And then we will go token options that we just created. There she is. And then we have to bring it back. Send client. Send those creds that we need back to the client. As a response we'll have a fetch request. So essentially that looks like response dot and then 200. And then okay, now I'm going to send in I'm going to copy and paste this in. we're going to now send our session ID, our token, our API key, and our stream name. We'll process from the end file this piece, this API key. So I just copy and pasted all of this in here. We want to send all of the creds to be available. So the session ID, the token, API key, and stream name then are all available. Let's save that. Okay, nice. And then one more. So we just did the publisher token. Same thing is going to be the subscriber token. And I'm going to just copy and paste that in there. But I'll walk you through it. It looks like this. So generate the subscriber token. Notice that we're just putting in the room name and not the stream name, because we know that this role then is the subscriber versus the publisher, and we need that room name. Same thing then, everything that we just had before. I'm sure there's a cleaner way to do it. Actually, I know it, but that is the way my brain thinks about it for now.
Room name and stream name, it still kind of messes up in my head.
It definitely, I think I could have been better about that. Stream name is the person that is streaming. So I should have, stream name is what they needed to be, but for on our side of it, we could have called it user or participant name. Stream name
it maps to the username that you enter on the landing page. Right?
100%. Yeah. Exactly. So we haven't touched the client side of things. I'm going to wrap everything into a function, and it's just going to be the initialize the session. Ton of stuff is going to go in here. Initialize session. Yeah. And in that we just passed, I believe, the API key, the session ID, we passed the token, and then lastly, the confusing one, the stream name.
I think comment initialize INI.
Thank you. I don't know how to spell this.
I've done a lot of pair programming, so I'm
I really is that the right way. That's so funny. 2-3 weeks ago, that was the big error, and it took us a half an hour to debug the misspelling of initialize.
I spent hours on typos.
So init, that makes sense, and then ILIze. Yeah, this looks right.
Yeah.
Okay. To my UK folk, is initialize. We have this big discrepancy on my team because most of everyone is on in the UK. And so when we're editing, back to this piece about editing tutorials, when they spell things, they use the S and we use the Z for a lot of things. And so it's always the battle of who will win and who's doing the editing. And it's a fun game to go through our blog to find who, you'll see we're not consistent.
I think as long as people understand it, I don't think it should matter at all. Sometimes when I'm writing, I'll mix up the Z and the S to cater to different audiences.
100%.
That's true, yeah.
Because Z is completely wrong to most people.
Definitely, if it's not a internet
or even need that letter. Why do we have the letter Z?
Wait a minute, my name ends with Z, so I gotta keep a Z.
You disagree, which is understandable.
There is an argument out there, though, isn't there, that says let's get rid of the Z?
I'll sign the petition. Send me the link.
Becky's get out of here with this. Because, okay, hold on. I'm not familiar with this argument. But I'm always down to learn about it. So the concept is that you can replace every single, so let's use Becky's last name, Peltz. What would you replace with that?
Well, it's actually, if you go back to it was a name that was created at Ellis Island for my grandfather. So it's not even our real name. And it's from a Polish name, which ends in IEC or something. I don't know. Yeah. And so I'm sure you could find a better replacement. But
if last names kind of evolve over time through family generations, wouldn't the Z evolve over time as well?
It could, yeah.
Because my last name originally was different in the 1800s. And
do you know what it was?
La Mero, L-A, because it was a French last name.
Oh, and they dropped it.
They dropped the la part because they migrated from Europe to Canada, or Europe to France, somewhere in Europe, then to France specifically, and then to Canada, and then to the US. So it was.
I think a lot of names evolve for assimilation purposes. It's like, yeah, we want to make it easy for everybody in this country to say. So they just kind of like, well, whatever.
Having you know, the la in front of your last name, and migrating to the US.
Yeah, no, it's
we don't want people to know we're French.
Yeah, it's so funny over time.
It seems funny, or it seems bizarre now, but like that was so real for them. I don't know. It's initial. I'm still having a trouble. Even just putting it for like our viewer for their notes to see, but I'm still spelling it wrong. And then like publish the session and publish session. What is English versus English simplified? Oh yes, 100%. Okay, so we'll do here. Let's do some error handling because I know again we will have one. So we'll do a handle callback, which I haven't written yet, but it'll be super simple. And then else we will. This is the fun part. It'll be the session. Publish, dot publisher, and then handle callback. Publisher, and then handle callback. Yeah. The interesting piece, I think, too, with all of this that we're like discussing is, have any of you done it was really popular for a while, the Ancestry and Me stuff?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've done ancestry.com. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Big discoveries from that.
I have. I've reunited people in the family. I mean, I have so many good stories from working on Ancestry. Yeah, really? And I'm kind of like into it I like the kind of detective work part of it. It's so like matching all this stuff up. But there are a lot of good human stories in it too that evolve.
I almost wanted to write a blog post or offered to write a blog post for Ancestry, but I'm like, I'll just keep that story to my family and
that's nice.
I did too. I have 2 Wikipedia articles about people I found in the family. One is, she's so cool, Nettie Parrish Martin. You can look her up. She wrote this sci-fi book back in the early 1900s called A Pilgrim's Progress into Other Worlds, which my cousins and I, we just think it's like the most atrocious writing, but we love this fact that she wrote a sci-fi novel. You know,
nobody famous in my family.
She's not really famous, but she's like kind of an unusual.
More than a farm worker. Everybody are all farm workers. Every single person, and nothing else.
We've had some major discoveries on it. This is going to be the callback handler that I was just referencing. It's going to be real simple. I'll just copy and paste it. It's just like, if there is one, log it out and then tell us what it is. Otherwise, say that it's successful. It like caused some family drama for us. So we were kind of one of those families that they're like the warning.
I've seen it tear apart a family, and it was horrific. I'm glad it wasn't my family.
There's a lot of stories in families that are not like happy stories. That's for sure.
I have a cousin who has like some time on his hands and did some deep dive, he just like got excited and curious about it and so did some deep diving, and Christmases are different now.
I feel like this needs to be its own stream. Because I can go on storytelling with a lot of stuff on that end.
Really?
And I want to hear the stories. I love it.
I do too. It's hard though. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That you do have to pull back.
So personal in that stuff too, and that's like, if you don't know how do you say this? Like, it's all different now, because if that stuff is just now more available, and you never maybe expected that stuff would become available, even if you did the signing of like not having relationship, but all this stuff overrides this then. And so that is the piece that is just like dicey.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in a way, I do really appreciate the way it like connects everyone to the world, because I think the more connected
it's like social media. There's going to be a lot of pros, but then there's also going to be a lot of cons involved. So the weight is enough to keep it alive and running.
Yeah, I agree. Have you all seen the what everyone I feel like is texting me about? It's on Netflix.
The Social Dilemma.
Oh yes, yes.
I just watched that.
You did? Excellent. Do you recommend it? Yeah, that is what
I've cut my social media time down by a little bit, which is a little bit is a lot for me. I'm trying like not to touch my phone as much as I have been, and it feels good.
Well, the thing about that show that's really stuck with me too was the fact that we are the product when we're engaging in social media.
Yes. So we're the product, and never other than that. It's what was the other one that in which we're the product only then in this industry, and another one.
They say like only product users and drug users are called
drug users. Yes. I was like, there's something really negative.
There's a reason why they call you a user.
A user.
You're addicted.
Hate it. Okay, I just secretly threw in a bunch of CSS, and I just like, I promised you all that I would not make you watch me do that, so I just copied it in. What I do want to do is just test the code, because I think we're actually at the place where I can do that now after all of this. So without further ado, I'm going to run. I mean, this is dicey. Okay, our app is listening on port 3000. Heck to the yes. So let's pull this that way. Let's go to, can you all see this still okay? It might be, heck to the yes. So we have, as we promised, a room, and we have a username. So we said that we would call it Collab, and I'll use my name. Recently, I've been mistyping my name. So it's Lauren, but I've recently been typing it as Karen. And I'm like, that is in 2020. Like, that is not the name accidentally be. Okay. So here is our test. Okay, we're gonna enter. Should be a box somewhere that has our
I love your reaction. It's always a scary moment.
Okay, we have a failed response. Internal server error. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our code and take a look at the error, shall we?
So what set up the Collab? Where did you specify that?
So what you mean when I say...
or were you creating it? Was that creating it?
The first time it had existed.
Oh,
so, okay. And that, good question. That was the first moment that it was going. And so then that if it doesn't exist, what you could do once it gets running, in theory, you'll be able to type in Collab, Becky. It'll bring us to the same one. Session is not defined. Well, then let's define it. Let's define session. So that, of course, needs to be done. Where would session be defined? Oh, sessions. That means, you know what? Because remember at the top of here, I put sessions. So I bet session somewhere in line 25, maybe I wrote session.
I
don't know. I'm nervous that might. So that would be too easy. Let's try it. Let's kill it just to start fresh. I don't know if I need to. Probably not.
I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling.
You do? I don't. Why am I being negative? Lauren, believe. Okay. Let's refresh this.
Cross my fingers.
Collab, Lauren.
No!
Yay!
Nice.
Okay. Okay. So up here we have success. Now, let's start an ngrok tunnel. This is truly okay. Calm down, Lauren. Ooh, I love watching I have a Garmin for training, and I love to look at after my stream what my heart rate is, because it always peaks during streaming, even more than like sometimes.
I was thinking about doing that, getting a heart rate monitor that connects to like one of these OBS programs, and then show it on stream.
100%. I think that would be really fun to do. I actually think that's a brilliant idea. Like if y'all could see,
when I'm playing games, people don't understand like why
how
I freeze
intense
up.
it gets.
Like my hands start shaking so bad, like it's like it goes like that, jittering. That's how like scared I get.
Yeah, 100%. I'm at high stress right now. Okay, so both of you, I just sent you in our private chat on StreamYard. I sent you my ngrok, and we are ready to if you want to try joining. I would add Collab in it, and I would add your name. Is it going to work? I don't know. No, okay, it didn't work. Name undefined. Dang it. Okay, that's all right. What did you all see on your side?
I saw myself. I see myself in a video.
Okay.
Streaming.
It looks like on client side 50, client 50. I have event.stream.name. So it's saying this is undefined. Okay. Let's see. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see the error on my end.
Is it stream name or?
Yeah, it's not understanding name dot.
Yeah.
Stream dot stream name.
Okay. So let's see. So
does this go back to how we name the user in there? Like we named it stream name instead of username?
Probably.
But not stream dot name, maybe just stream name. I can't remember exactly.
Session on stream created, and then it go. Oh my gosh! Look, I had even.
Oh my gosh! I hate those errors.
Y'all, I mean,
it looks normal when you.
Because even is a word.
Yeah, it accepts the English word.
Wow. Okay. Let us. I'm gonna refresh my side.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Hello. That is great. Now, can you join? Oh, wait.
Yeah, look at that.
Are we hearing each other now double? Because can you hear me double?
You sound normal to me.
I'm gonna, if you look on
now. Here I come.
All right, I'm muting you on our app, but I'm keeping you for the stream because that
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me close this out. Let me close this. There we are.
This is sort of recursive, you know, because I'm sitting here watching it on StreamYard and it's going through Vonage streaming.
Yes, here, let me get our faces off of it so that y'all can just see. This is now the new chat version. We just recreated essentially what we're creating in what like all chat apps or video conferencing does, but we built it versus using Google's or Zoom or I don't know who else. Yeah. So, okay, let's.
That is so cool.
Shall we invite? I mean, is this?
Yeah. I just took a Snagit picture. I'll share with you guys later of all this. This is so cool.
Okay. Am I being really dangerous by putting this in the chat right now?
You gotta live life dangerously.
If anyone would like to come and try and join us, I will let you join us for a moment, and then I want to just show really quickly how to add either screenshot functionality or recording a video within this. That is really quick. That is the big piece that we said we would do. This is kind of change your whoever you are. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Oh wow, we got somebody else.
It's here, but we don't know. Okay, I need to inspect, and I wonder, did I pass?
I want to see your heart rate monitor right now.
I love, so there's a flaw. Okay, so I guess if your default, yep, high stress still. If that person just left, so they're oh, it's Aaron.
Hey. Somebody's asking the room name again. Do you have the ability to answer, Tessa?
Collab, yes.
Yeah, I recently.
Oh, you entered. I see. Yeah, yeah.
I really want to. I really want to have my other computer like
okay, I gotta take another
that says virtual webcam loading. Please wait. Then see your heart rate.
Okay, this is great. Oh, Aaron, welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Great, we're happy that that's happening. Yes, okay, well, thank you. I'm super glad that we tested this out and that it works and functions. I mean, I'm stoked. That was awesome. That is, yeah, okay. And I'm obviously, I do think it's okay to have errors in your code, of course. I'm glad that they were spelling errors, but I'm confident that we would have been able to kind of work through them also, like on our own together collaboratively too.
We would have, totally.
So let us, okay, I think that we should move forward with do y'all have time do you want to finish this piece of adding the video saving really quickly? Is that okay?
Yeah. I've got till about 12:45, I think.
Awesome. So that should be good. Should we all get out of this, or maybe I should kill it in case someone else wants to join and then we're like derailed. Okay, so I'm gonna kill the app. I'm gonna refresh it and then it'll be killed. Okay. Are we all still with me?
Yep, with you.
Yep. Phew, that would be the terrifying thing for some reason. Okay, so Cloudinary, we should probably pull in, this is the moment, I'm gonna make this full screen again. We probably want to, at the top of the server file, or in our end file, bring in my cloud name, my cloud API key, and my secret. I know last week we looked at that together also.
And you know, the deal is you can bring in the Cloudinary URL and then use Cloudinary config to break it apart, so you don't have to do all that extra typing.
Oh, really?
So like if you go to the console, go to the home Cloudinary console and just copy the whole Cloudinary URL. Sorry, it says copy to clipboard at the bottom.
Yep,
just copy. There. Okay, and then go paste that in your .env.
Okay.
I found that much easier.
So just paste it. It'll just it's in your buffer. So
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah. And then when you add Cloudinary to your when you npm install it.
Oh, let's do that right now. So let's go npm just Cloudinary.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm going to pull a couple others. The body parser we'll need, as well as Formidable, because in case we want to do the screenshot one. Okay. Oh, maybe that is not the latest npm registry. Okay, I'll look that up in a bit, but I wonder if it did the other two. Body parser. Okay. Let's double check that there. Yep, great. So when we go to use it here,
I'm going to paste in.
Go for Cloudinary, right?
I just pasted in our private how I would bring in Cloudinary because you want me to do the V2.
Oh yeah, does it go Cloudinary?
Yeah.
.v2?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ooh, my computer's getting slow.
And then if you call like cloudinary.config, it'll break apart your URL into all the pieces that you would have typed in.
So here's how I would have done it before. I would have gone without before learning this piece, which is so cool too. It would be config, and I would go cloud name.
Right.
You
would have pulled it out of .env.
Like yeah, I go like that. Is that how you would do it?
Process env. Yeah, you could do that. But now you can just do cloudinary.config and then parens, and then you don't have to type all that stuff.
Oh, really?
It'll actually pull it out of the Cloudinary URL for you, because the Cloudinary URL, it has all those pieces in it if you look at it, and then the config can just pull it out.
Okay, so so for example, what I was going to do, I just want to show everyone how I thought it was this. I thought it was that, but that makes sense that if it's in the here, it'll just pull it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you would probably have to enter each of those in your as a separate item in your
in my end file. Yeah. That's exactly what I was planning on doing.
It's just kind of a shorter typing.
I love that. Okay, so we now have that there. Let's go to our client really quickly, and let's make this smaller. And up at the top, let's just set some empty variables. Oops. And within our fetch, within here, I'm going to add one, and that's now going to be the stream. And that'll be and so we'll kill that one because I already had it. So what I could have done, that was kind of a stupid way to do that, huh? I could have just gone stream equals instead of copy and pasting everything. Okay, so set that to stream. And then what we'll do is we will grab stream name. Okay, we're passing everything correctly into it. Then we need to go down to the initialize session. The bottom of that here, we need to return something. Return publisher. Okay, and then back to server. We're good. I do want to figure out how to use formidable. So that was npm install formidable express. What's going on with that? Maybe a new update. Oh, it's express formidable. They swapped it.
Boy, I haven't used this before, so this helps you out with.
It's for parsing some data.
Great.
So I will copy this, and then back here, let's go. Oh no! Oh, dang it! Oh, dang it! Where did my screen go? Where did the screen go? What did it say? npm install. Express formidable. Maybe I had a spelling error. Express formidable. Mid-able.
That looks good.
I'm double checking it one more time. Mid-able. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, is there 2 Ds? I'm trying to
I
figure
know.
it out.
And that looks like it went that time. Great. And then we are then going to up at the top of, am I in server? Yeah. And then it's just a simple app.use statement, and that'll go formidable. That's all. That's all I wanted from that. So that's easy enough. Okay. So we're all set up to now integrate with Cloudinary, right? We've added into client some information about the stream. I guess now we need to, once we're in the index page, we will add some HTML, maybe like a start button, a start, stop, save. But actually, before we even do that, let's like create what the functions should look like. So it'll just be another post.
Is this to archive it? Is this to do that?
Yes, this is to create to start recording and to
save it, push
to start, stop, and then to save it as a URL, because you have to do those all separately. I believe one of my colleagues could be in here and tell me that I'm super wrong, but I think that it's that I have to do them all separately. Let's just abbreviate request and response. We all know what I'm doing at this point with responses. No one seems to, what was it? All right, we're good. No one's chiming in. So then I'm gonna presume that is the correct way to do it. That's how I've done it. And I would love to know if it's a better way to, but here we're gonna create a name, and I wanna figure out maybe dynamically how to, like, we can name the archive. So here we could call it video archive. But
is this going to end up in the URL, this name?
I think it will. And so then it would be cool if we could.
It might be good to like, leave out the extra the plus, just because I know when you get that in URLs, it can
look funny. Yeah,
I like dashes, like hyphens are really easy to read.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Cool. And then, okay, so then what we're going to do is, I'm going to copy this piece in for the sake of time. So for every room name, what we'll do is we will then, this is so that we can, I think this is maybe the better way to handle it. I'm going to go here, Vonage archive for, I like the idea of being able to, for the tagging thing, being able to save the room name of that particular time, because otherwise if we put it all in the same.
Okay, there's what on the top one, there's some lowercase, and on the bottom there's some upper. Does it matter?
I don't think it'll matter, because I'm just starting here as that. This will then override it. And, but for consistency, that's probably archive. And then this one will be for, and then the room name that we create.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That was my thought behind this. And this might be the wrong way to do it. And we'll go through that maybe next week of like, what's the better way to pass in information to y'all so that we then, start. So look here, we have OT start archive, and that's the one we're going to use. And then we will pass in let's pass in a couple different things we need in there. So we'll pass in the ID, the options, which we just passed in, and if it doesn't work, then we'll get an error, and otherwise we will send that archive. And then we need a stop archiving, which is also a post, app.post, and that's going to look like this. So similar patterns happening here. This archive start is that URL. This one is archive stop, using the archive ID that we are passing in from that archive ID received. So I think we'll send an error if it doesn't work. Otherwise, we just want to know that it's stopped. And then the last one will be to download it. And that one looks like the same thing, but this time I need to know in the future what to do with this piece. So I wrote this to myself while I was looking at this earlier today is, okay, we download it, but I think this is when Cloudinary, you all come in, because what we'll have is a URL, but I don't know what to do with it after that piece.
Yeah. This is where we can call our uploader.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's really what I thought, because I've seen it before when I did the upload of the screenshot, the cloudinary.uploader.upload.
Yeah.
Is that something
that's
that
correct.
you would do? Okay, cool. Yep. So that's where I imagine we'll handle it in this piece. We need to, in our index, once we're in here, let's just add here, maybe once we're within this space, let's add some buttons so that we can either start, we'll want to stop, and we'll want a download or save. So what that looks like is start, stop, save over here, if you see that. And then last but not least, will be within, of course, our client. On the client side of things, let's stay within this initialized session, maybe at the bottom before we return it. That's probably the right place to do it. We'll start the event, the archive event, and then we will stop the archive event. So that is pretty simple. It looks like you go session.on, and it'll be archive started, and oops, there. Event. Don't spell even, Lauren. We've learned our lesson today.
Event, yeah, that was
even. And this is, again, we'll do that. Archive ID is the event.id, not, and then it'd be good, I think, to log out the archive ID. Yeah. So that'll look like this. That'll look like this. Oops, too many. Uh-oh, that looks fine. And then the other one will be when we stop. And that one looks like the same thing, except for, we said that it stopped, and that's this. That's the important piece there. And then lastly, we want to do outside of the this initialize, we want to let's pull that up so it's higher. We want to write a function, those that go stop. So let's do stop first. Stop archive is and that's just where we will pull the fetch. Okay, and then the other one is going to be async, because we want to wait for that to get called. And that's the same one, which is the reason I did the stop first was because I couldn't remember the word for async. And the word for async, turns out, is async. I was like, what is that word? It's spelled async. Asynchronous was what I couldn't remember. And so I was like, let's make the stop first. But anyway, so the async will wait until this one is called for the download, and then we'll print that out. And that text is what we'll pop back, and that text becomes our URL. In theory, I mean, let's just freaking try it out. I have no clue.
YOLO.
Sure, yeah, right. Let's take that off. Although you could keep it there. I'm so nervous. It doesn't seem like it's working. Oh, actually, I think my computer's running super slowly right now, so that might be what's happening. My camera makes it go. I don't know if you can see my machine. Oh, it's still at 74. We'll be okay. What's going on? Port 3000. Come on. You can do it. I know you can. You can do it. It just seems like I'm having low.
I hope it's the internet.
I think it is. Did I turn off my ngrok? Yeah, wait. No, ngrok's still running. So anyone could try it actually, because they still have it.
Let's see.
And so we could then see if it's my internet or if it's
it's waiting for me too. It's waiting on something.
Dang it. And I have no error handling right
Maybe
now.
do you need to stop and start ngrok, or is there any kind of
maybe
holdover?
Yep, same results on my end.
Okay, you are. All right, so then let's kill. You're
502, 502 bad gateway.
Okay, so I just killed the ngrok, and is this programming? npm start. Okay, port 3000. Dang it. Waiting for, wait, what do I look? Let's go to network. It looks very complicated. Yes, it is programming. It's been, I really, for some reason, thought it was going to be just because, I don't know if you noticed, my machine started moving slower and I was hoping it was that, but I guess if the ngrok wasn't working for all of y'all either, then that means, okay, what can I do right now? Let's see. I'm getting no.
Maybe. Is there any chance an ordinary man could
I sense some sarcasm.
Maybe stop the server and restart it just after the ngrok stop. Yeah,
totally. Okay, and I have nothing else running. I have. So let's see. App is listening. God, it's tough because I'm like, what? I wish I have, right now I have no. Okay, I'm gonna let's just go here.
Exactly. We are not, there's no such thing as ordinary. We're all extraordinary.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you learned about programming a few days ago. Okay, cool. Welcome to the fun game.
One thing about programming, one thing important to know about programming, it's like 90% debugging. You're not like writing code 100% of the time. You're learning, you're figuring out things, you're debugging, you're troubleshooting, and that's how you learn and that's how you improve.
Yeah, I mean, if everything worked, you wouldn't learn anything. You would just be like lucky.
You would be like a robot or something.
Yeah. So I did get an error. Refuses to execute inline event handler because it violates my content security, like the cores script, dynamic script. So I have an unsafe inline keyword. Maybe it's time for Stack Overflow. I agree.
Something about the tokens, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. The way I'm passing everything back and forth. Man, I hate ending a stream with confusion but your page hasn't even loaded yet. Okay, so this error isn't the right one, right? So you've been that's a browser error. Okay, so my page isn't, why isn't my page loading? Okay, does everything else load? Yes, obviously we're streaming. Sometimes I think that my Wi-Fi is down and then I forget that I'm fully streaming. So obviously it's not that.
Looks like it's waiting on. I mean, if I was debugging, I would probably start process of elimination and just start taking stuff out because we know it was working, but then at some point.
So we added. So we added to this, we did a get an app.download. So that
I'm trying to figure out if it has anything to do with the event handlers.
Yeah. Post and I get the download. I'm wondering if I just like forgot something in the process.
What if we take out some of these routes, just comment them out, and then see if we can get the server going?
Sure. So maybe the start is the first one. So actually, let's just comment out whatever we just added. And yeah, you're right. Let's just double check that we can. Let's do that one. Let's do all of this one. Anything else I added? Post session participant, these are all the same. Sessions, I added this stuff, but maybe that's not what's, okay, let's see. Kill that app, kill the app, kill. Okay, so there, just said it couldn't be reached. Start.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Come on, come on. Okay, okay, okay. I'm running really close to time. Okay.
Let's see the route handler, Aaron says.
He says to see the route handler. Well, we commented those out. But that is so, and then client, we tell it to.
We're going to learn something big here. I know it.
When
we figure this out.
Yeah, for basic one, that is we know that one works because we've played with that.
Yeah, we did. We had those, the top 3 there. We all. Is there anything about serving up our landing page or anything that could?
Right.
I'm reading on the content security policy.
Okay.
There's like a whole list of rules for browsers now. You can't use inline scripting. The restriction bans both script blocks and event handlers. You can't reference any external resources in your app files, except for video and audio. You can't embed external resources in an iframe. You can't use string to JavaScript methods like eval and new function.
Aaron is saying, look at your route handler, your / handler.
Let's see the route handler for the /. So let's see that in the browser to make sure it loads.
Okay. I'm just grabbing, double checking that I have that typed out correctly but that wouldn't be, that's not what it's, okay. He wanted to see where so let's see in the browser to make sure it loads. Okay.
And Grok server off?
Grok server is off. I can turn it back on just because Grok start low stream. Okay, so that same link should work. So that makes sense that if no route is working, so the app config. So you're thinking even the most basic one. So the app config piece, this piece, we're not. So we know that this cloudinary.config.
No, you can comment that out and see if it fixes it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't expect that to have any.
Okay. Start it again. Start. Refresh. Yeah.
Or formidable, he says. Yeah, I mean,
Or
the whole thing.
That piece was, yeah.
Process of elimination is
Yeah,
always
let's just
what I
keep going.
do.
Yeah, I like that too. Do I have it anywhere else? Formidable.
He's saying,
formidable. Oh.
yeah, well, but he's got a face there. He's just
okay. Sorry. Sometimes I take it too seriously. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. Start.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey, now we can start putting stuff back in. It might be formidable.
It might be formidable. And so again, maybe we don't need that. Maybe. All right. So let's bring Cloud She back. Now let's bring the posts, all of this back. And then we'll see what happens.
He says, ignore me. I'm just a bad troll.
Oh, no, you're no such thing.
It's fully acceptable for Twitch chat. That's how I am. I like to joke. I joke around so much on Twitch chat. Like I start feeling bad later.
100%. You should see my colleagues really troll me quite a bit when I show my secrets. And so I've just decided. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have the buttons. Will, okay. So start archive is not defined. Okay, that's fine.
So the route maybe isn't set up.
Yeah.
Or there.
Client, did we comment any of this out?
Oh yeah.
I probably should have.
So that's start archive. Is it in there?
Yeah, let's look. Just search for it. Start archive. So that's this side that's the client side.
What's the route? Are you calling? Oh, there it is. Archive
this one right here.
So we should look at the JavaScript on the client and see if it's calling that right.
Yeah, we should. Wait, what did it say? It said start archive is not defined. So start archive, and that's OpenTalk.
Oh.
So session ID is a string option. Sorry. OpenTalk options, callback. So why wouldn't that be defined? Because
OT. So you have required in OT and
yep.
Yeah.
But did I comment that out? No, I still have it in OpenTalk.
You could add a console log there just to make sure.
Yeah.
See if it's in there.
So should I do that at? Was it here?
Yeah, right after that line, like line
50.
He says Formidable's API has changed. Interesting.
We have
I don't think you need to add it to your app anymore like that. Okay. All right. So what do we want to log here? We want to see what
just like start archive or something. That way we can see if we got to this.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. I like that. Cool. Okay, back over here. So what I just did is I just refreshed my app and it's using the Collab and my username that was already in the URL. So you could pipe it in that way easily as well. Okay. Same.
Oh, and it never got to that. It's a button click. Let's go look at the client.
Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah.
Or I guess, is that where did you put that? Maybe it's in the index.html or landing.
It was on landing. Yeah. So
one of the event handlers in the landing, maybe.
Yeah, let's look. Oh wait. In the event, I didn't think I touched.
Or where did you put the buttons? I forget.
I didn't touch. I don't think I touched the landing. I think I touched the index.
It's at the bottom.
And so I added them as.
So archive start. What is the on click on that? Like
on
line 27?
Let's see. It is 27 start archive. and the function. And so then the function is stop archive. Archive looks like it's spelled incorrectly.
Let's put a console log there and see if it gets logged.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we may have to. What is this?
And it's fetching download there. Do we want to do fetch download or do we want to?
Oh, wait, this is the save.
Oh, that's a save. Okay.
I want to get out of here. I don't want to do it in here. I want to do it in. Wait, am I missing a function?
Maybe that's it. We don't have the start archive.
I don't have the function for starting the archive.
That's a good one.
Because, right?
Yeah.
Freaking A. Oh my gosh. Async start archive. I guess I could have figured that out if I searched for it in here and then was like, oh, where is it?
Yeah, it's impossible. You have to go through
okay, so this, y'all, this is where formidable comes in. I want, no, maybe not. I just want data. And then let's use the body.append and we'll grab the session ID and we'll do, that's the session ID, cap ID. And then we'll do const, response will be, and that's going to be an await function.
Okay, and one thing, line 76, you need the word function after async.
Oh, did I forget that? Okay, cool, thank you. Let's just do quickly archive so I don't forget this piece, which is the starting of it. Oh my Lord, have mercy. And then that will be, it's going to be a post. Oh, jump down. What's happening? Post. And then the other one will be, or the body is body. Oops. So you told, and then lastly, we'll do data. Const is data, and that's going to be in another wait, and then we'll do response.json. And then archive ID. This is the piece that we're wanting to pass. Most importantly, data.id. I can't believe I forgot this function. And I forgot this, the word. I'm too excited about it.
That looks good. Yep.
All right. So let's just review that. We have a start, we have a stop, we have a save. And for some reason, I thought that I could get out of it around this story without having a start, which is, you know, fun of me. Let's now kill that, try that, refresh this. Y'all still with me? This is getting a lot. This is a lot. Okay, here we go.
Woo.
Okay. Dang it.
We got to the server though.
We did. We got to the post.
Unexpected token in JSON. What?
So line 79 or 70 or 85. So I just have I think I have a syntax error, right? No. So here.
Or what are we? The post, what we're posting, the JSON might have something in it.
Start archive.
Oh, client JS 85, line 85. Is that? That's what you were just looking at.
I think here was just that.
What is? So do we know what's in data? Response.json, and then.
And so it's an async function. We want to start it, and then it's going to be form data, and then the session ID is going to be that, and then the const.
Can you console log data? Maybe there's something funny in the data that was.
Sure.
Or wait, no, it failed on the body. It may be something in the body. Because if we posted and it made it to the server, it never got down to those others.
And it didn't make it to those.
Yeah.
So let's console log and see what the.
So body equals new form data. Do we have, and then you appended the session ID
Yeah, sorry, I'm just, sorry, back.
Is that actually client code? You could go into a debugger in Chrome, and just step through to see what it looks like. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. We could definitely do that. Aaron says your server isn't returning a JSON string. It's returning an error HTML, which you're trying to parse in JSON. So fix the error on server and it'll fix the client error. But wait, how do you know? Thank you. I know he's
ahead of us.
He runs this show. Producing it behind the scenes. Well, now I'm going to wonder where. So my server isn't returning a JSON string. So that means I need in server to tell it to return a JSON string, I guess. Maybe I'm not doing that in my start archive post. Maybe I'm.
So it'd have to be res JSON maybe instead of res.
I don't know. I thought maybe I was getting too fancy with all of this. Maybe I. Okay, so maybe you don't have Formidable for processing form posts dated anymore. Right, but I thought we said Formidable got updated, and so I don't need it anymore. But maybe I misunderstood that comment. Maybe it is that because that makes sense if we commented that out and I don't have the JSON. So I still try to require it. Okay, but do I not need to use it? No, I do then. I'm confused about, all right, let's bring it back in, kill the server, start it up, see what our error is. And it's taking a long time again. Oh, this is so annoying. Becky, I know you have to drop.
I might have to take off. Yeah.
Yes. I think I'm going to try and finish this, and then just for next week, let's just do our promo for next week.
I know we're going to get it because
I know. Yeah. Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Lauren. This is Lauren Learns Things. Please join us next week as we try to debug the app we're building right now with Cloudinary.
It's a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger. That's how
it shows we're all human and it's a completely normal thing.
Absolutely. We can't wait. It's our final episode of this collaboration, and we can't wait to see you. All right, Becky, thanks so much. If you all are watching it and you want to hang around, Tessa, feel free also. Aaron sent us the link for Formidable. So let's look at that and see what I did incorrectly. Okay, so with Express, we're supposed to, let's make this over here to the side. That's not too big. I have to pee. Const Express, that's require Formidable. Oh, so it's just, they've updated it since that's a recent update. Okay. And then it looks like I don't have to have the use. Oh. See. Okay. App.express, equals express. So for Formidable, it just need node request stream. So everything, all right.
Gotta love updates where it changes all the syntax.
Right? And then suddenly your whole stream doesn't work. I mean, if that's the fix, that's a really simple fix, and I'm super happy about it. And that'll be fun wait, I should not be planning ahead that it works. Okay, let's refresh it. Okay.
Callback.
The callback success is getting it started. Okay, so Aaron, you're looking at the docs yourself right now. Did I jump too far? So there are multiple variants to do with this, but Formidable just needs node request stream. So something like the following example should work just fine without any third-party Express middleware. Form equals formidable. Have you tried assembly? Should I? No, I could switch. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid of ending the stream and then getting it. and then it working. Let's see the URL handler for that post. Sure. I just want to make you larger. Okay, so the post, get post and start. Okay, so this is what that looks like. We haven't yet gotten into, oh, we have some errors here. Oh, look, we did get start archive. That's great. And it says we cannot read the property session ID of undefined. Okay, now we're cooking. So rec.fields session ID. So that's interesting. What is the app supposed to do? We're working on saving the, we built a video chat earlier in the stream, and now we're working on saving the recording of it. So like recording the video chat.
And for the app to integrate with Cloudinary, we need to have that saved file, the saved video URL.
Exactly. And ultimately, we're going to save it, or we're going to start it, stop it, and then save it is the order of operations. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. So Aaron says, so Formidable is not adding fields to the rec anymore. So maybe should we log what the rec is and see if we can still find the session ID somewhere? What do y'all think? Let's get rec.fields. Maybe fields won't even exist.
Aaron says no.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I was just testing you all to see if that. So should I even just see rec? Just go more. No, look at the example on GitHub, he says. Okay, fine.
That's always supposed to be very last, right? Very, very.
I know, right? Okay, so here it's saying form.parse rec error fields files. So do I need to pass in the fields like this instead? Error field files? Now just waiting for him to tell me. I mean, I guess that seems like an easy enough way to do it. Or do I need the parse? Oh, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. So you create that form, then do form.parse. Okay, I think. And do I keep?
And then you can access the fields like you did before.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Gosh, I'm really losing my voice. I don't know what's happening.
No.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So I just grabbed everything from in there, and I'm not sure that I need all of it. So please forgive me. So form, formidable, parse is accepting the request as a first argument, and then a non function as the second. Parse is accepting. Yep. Okay. Okay. So I'm not buying it. Yeah, he is doing the hard part. I'm not buying that. I'm going to disagree. I think coding and talking and engaging in all of this is the hard part. So thanks so much. This is what I want, is I want people to be weighing in on this and participating collaboratively, but come on. I'd love to see your stream and how great you moderate all of that. Sorry, I just like defensive, but thank you, Aaron.
I was on I was viewing a stream, and like his goal was to spend like the whole 1 hour building something, and he ended up spending the whole time answering questions and engaging with the audience. He's like, okay, I'm gonna stop everyone.
I'm gonna stop now.
This is going way off topic.
100%. Okay, so I think the piece that I am feeling unsure or nervous about now is if I still now can, oh, you're into that? Oh, fun. Well, we Cloudinary functions in the space of database. Thank you for enjoying it. Okay, what was I just? I think this is exactly what Tessa, you're saying. Like you're trying to.
Okay. It's like Stack Overflow, but only for this project.
100%. Okay, so wait, what am I doing right now? We need. I don't know if I still can grab the rec.fields.session ID because that was the piece that was coming up. I love that, Aaron, overflow of the move most of your handler within that anonymous function. Move most, okay. So take, what do we have? I gotta zoom out a little bit.
It says you can access it just as fields then.
Oh, so I won't have to have, yeah. Eventually, once we're within it. So I'm gonna take all of this and all of that to go within this parse or within the error. Wait, no. Doesn't always become brought to you by Formidable. Fields, files. What did I copy them? No. Okay. So should we take all, do you want me to move? Let's just ask this question actually. Would you want me to move everything here? What was my just question going to be? Oh, should I? Do y'all think I should move all of this that was outside of it? Outside of this and move it inside so that then we can access the fields, this fields there. This is taking me way too long, I think. I think it's like right in front of me. And then I suppose you're the one reading. Yeah. So, and then res.fields, I guess I'm just going to move it. Would that be easier? I wonder if you could just do an await on the form. Yeah, that's kind of what What if I just popped it in here, like in this space, because then it's within the parse. I'm going to really mess this up now. I just popped it there. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to restart.
It feels very, very, very close.
I know. I hate when you're here. Actually, no, it's fine. Okay, so let's here. Let's just see what error we get. Oh, big time error. It turned off the server. Okay, that's good. We might use your async idea. Session ID, cannot read the property session ID of undefined. Okay, so we still don't have it. Let's move that back out. Okay, so now it's still outside of it. That's above it. And I guess in theory here, what we want to do is put where do you add the async? Oh, you have them. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, drop. I think I'm so close, and it'll be fun. In the next stream, you'll come back on next week, and I will be right here.
Do you think we should start the third version of the stream, showing how what exactly the issue was with Formidable?
100%. I'm hoping to have it solved by then.
And then that way we bring everyone back. Like you have no choice, that you're reeled in. You have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy actually even to stop it here. We could stop it here, and it's not working. And yeah, let's do that. And then we'll come back next week, solve that problem, hopefully, or I'll have solved it in the in-between. And then what we'll do is once we have that URL, we'll figure out what to do with Cloudinary. Okay.
Yay.
Amazing. Cool. Well, thank you, Tessa, and thank you, Becky, also, who isn't here, for being a part of this. It was super fun. And I know we're so close. We are so close, and this is a cliffhanger. I will see you all next week. We have a new live stream starting on Friday called Build the Thing, hosted by Kevin, one of our developer advocates. And it's going to be super fun. It'll be a 5-part series in which he's going to build something from scratch over the 5 episodes. I will talk to y'all soon. Tessa, thank you so much again.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye.